Hello everyone, a very good evening. Okay, we have a lot of people today and thank you all of you for joining the webinar. Yeah, today's subject is about what's the difference between PMI ACP and disciplined agile and what to choose. This is on the public demand. Okay, so we did a day's advertising on earlier a topic, but this is the topic for the day. I'm sure it will help you. Okay, great. Yeah, I can see now a lot of messages. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, all right. And this is a little bit about me for people who don't know me. Okay, so I just recently received, I think in June 2020, okay, CDAI, which is instructor master level certification from Disciplined Agile. And I have done PMI ACP as well. So let me go into a little details, okay, on what we are going to cover for today. So we are going to actually talk about majorly what is PMI ACP, what it intends to do, what is disciplined agile, what it intends to do, get on the differences between PMI ACP and disciplined agile, and talk about the journey with disciplined agile and PMI. So there might be some of you who might be aware that PMI released an update on the journey with disciplined agile. So that's that's one thing they have updated as late as yesterday or as recent as yesterday, and you might be the first ones to know about that. Although things are not very clear, but I had a call with my representative from PMI today, and whatever I know, I'm going to share that with you. So you guys might be the first one to know about the things. Yeah, so welcome all. A lot of people are joining. Okay, it's like 8:03 in India right now, and I'm sorry if there was a little conversion issues of time with some of the participants from abroad. So we actually typed the IST time, but I guess some people got it wrong. I'm sorry to keep you waiting there, but this is the 8 p.m. India time, and I'm very happy to have all of you in the webinar. Thank you for joining the webinar. Okay, a little bit, just 2 minutes. So I represent ProThoughts, and we are into learning services, and we have a content-rich things on project management. One thing that we do is webinars for the community. We love it, and people are giving us a good feedback about the topics that we select. So thank you, everyone. And the content-rich site is called TopProjectManagement.com. So www.topprojectmanagement.com is the website that we write a lot of content on project management, and there is a bookstore as well. So this is the website name. Okay, I just sent you in the questions panel. Right. So now I want to proceed with the Agile Landscape, and this is done by Deloitte. Okay, so we are taken from the Deloitte, the landscape, and I think a lot of you would have seen this landscape. A lot of you would have seen this landscape, and it looks like a very crowded landscape. It's like on the London Tube. Okay, they have made it, but it looks like pretty crowded landscape. I remember for last 1 year, I've been talking with a big giant company in India, and they wanted to transform, okay, from their traditional way of working to an agile way of working, because they wanted to be fast on delivery. Their requirements were not getting completed. The business, for which it was a captive unit, IT arm for a large business, and they were not getting things right. And they said that you need to go for Agile. So we started a dialogue with that company. Okay. And we started understanding where are they, okay, and how the journey would be. But as we were speaking, a lot of people got a hold on different things in Agile. Rather than getting enlightened about new things coming into place for them, they started getting confused. Oh, can we do this? How this TDD helps us? Okay, no, why we should go for lean? A lot of questions. Okay, many people, many stakeholders, many questions, a lot of discussions, and still we are discussing. Nobody has had a courage to take a decision and move ahead. Okay, this is the right thing. Maybe you can blame it on the culture. Maybe you can blame it on too many things. Too many cooks spoil the broth. That's what was happening, right? So if I talk about Agile Manifesto talks about the values and principles of Agile, on which Agile methodologies are based. Agile Manifesto doesn't prescribe a method. But many people equate Agile with Scrum for some reason, like when we actually started, having a printed copy machine. Okay, Xerox was the first one. We started saying it's Xerox. Okay, everyone says Xerox, even if it's done by a Canon machine, we call it Xerox. So Agile is equated with Scrum, but if you see that there are too many things in Agile. And Scrum may not be the best thing. People as they grow, they actually grow from Scrum to other practices. So first thing, what I'm going to do here, okay, I'm going to be with you on what is methodology and practices. So here is my first question to all of you. What do you think? How do you think, or how do you define what is the difference between methodology and what is a practice? What is the difference there? Then I will come with the next things. Just putting it simple, one of the principles of Agile, keep it simple. What is methodology and what is practice? Can someone define it for me? Put your answers in the question panel. Can someone put that method? Yeah, Carl has said, okay, method rigid and prescriptive, okay. I think I'm audible, Bhavani, okay. So you can actually check your audio. I guess I'm audible because people are giving me answers. Methodology is generic practice or proven examples, good. Okay, anyone else? What is methodology and what is practice? When we say we have Agile methodologies and we have Agile practice, what we are talking about? Is Scrum a methodology or a practice? Prince2 is a methodology, PMBOK is a framework. Okay. Yeah, we use different terms, but actually sometimes we are a little lost on the terms. And I digged into, see, terms are made by people, individuals, but then we have a reference kind of thing like a wiki or or something else that we can, like Oxford Dictionary, we can use the terms to eliminate. But so yeah, I got some Scrum is a framework. Practice is what we implement, Mrudula is saying, and methodology kind of a framework. Methodology is a set of practice when we're following rules. Yeah, great. Yeah, so according to me, which I investigated, okay, methodology, okay, is a set of ideas, okay, or procedures which are followed over time, okay, and which are proven to give a desired result, right? That's what is a methodology. And if I say practice, okay, it are guidelines which have been proven to do a particular project in our context. So in our case, I will call Scrum and other things as practices. So when I actually use my practice and adopt my own rules, like tailoring, I will call it a methodology. Right? That is what is methodology and practice. So very similar, but that's what is the definition. So a lot of practices and then a lot of methodologies. Methodology generally that you own it, but a lot of practices are available in Agile. Now they have said that there is a toolkit, like disciplined Agile is a toolkit. I will come to that. But what is a toolkit? The toolkit is an enabler to help you take decisions using the various Agile practice. So it's a tool that will help you to make decisions. Now, in our case, to make decisions for your projects, okay, leveraging different Agile practice. Why? For a better and effective outcome. So I'm just getting the basics right. So Agile Manifesto talks about principles and value. It doesn't talk about methodologies. Okay, methodology use that, and then you actually methodology is a combination with your tailoring and the practice, and the toolkit helps you take decisions. So I will come to that when we go ahead, right? So PMI, okay, launched Agile, okay, almost 10 years back, okay, to be precise, 9 years back, okay, and it was formally launched in 2012. Okay, somebody raised the hand. One second. Yeah, I think I'm audible, right? Okay, somebody raised the hand, so I just took out that. Okay, so if you're not audible, just put in the questions panel. Okay, so PMI ACP was launched in a formal launch in 2012. Okay, and the idea of the PMI ACP, as I understand, is okay, takes your recognition whether you understand the principles, values of Agile, and can you implement in your projects. Okay, so it talks about how you can actually implement Agile, leveraging different practices of Agile in your day-to-day project. So I think ACP is talking about that, right? ACP is talking about that. So when I come to ACP, okay, it talks about different practices or methodologies, okay. It doesn't talk about all this, but it talks about Scrum majorly, okay. It does talk about XP, it does talk about DSDM, it talks about Crystal, okay. It talks about different approaches, but it generally takes, okay, different terms, tries to be agnostic, but takes Scrum because Scrum is a good starting point, as is being proven for a lot of people. It's a very simple, lightweight approach, right? So PMI ACP talks about different things, but what it essentially talks about, okay, is how to implement Agile. So what it essentially talks is how to implement Agile for your project. So it talks about different practices, is that first chapter, principles, value, but essentially what I gather from this is how to implement Agile in your project. That's what PMI ACP does. And how it does that is through these different domains. So it talks about how to deliver value. It talks about some key things in the value delivery. Okay, what is a burn down, but like information radius. It talks about how to engage 2RE principles. Okay, with stakeholders, team principles, how to make plan, user stories. Okay, the adaptive planning. How to make a release. Okay, how to make a release roadmap, a product roadmap. Okay, how to estimate using planning poker. Okay, and your various things like it's always good to continuously improve, how to do the problem detection. Early detection is good, So it talks about these various things, but the focus is to implement Agile in your workplace, okay, for your project. So that's what PMI ACP tries to deliver, tries to talk in their, okay, the 7 chapters or the 7 key domains that you have. That's, I'm just making a 60,000 feet high level. Now, when I come to disciplined Agile, okay, it is called a hybrid toolkit. Now, what I said, what is a toolkit? Toolkit is helps you to make decisions. If you are a practitioner, it enables. It's like a tool, okay, which will give you options to make decisions, leveraging different practices of Agile. So it actually leverages different practices of Agile and does that heavy lifting. So imagine a person who has studied a lot of things, a lot of wisdom, and he's coming and telling you for this scenario, maybe these 3 options work for you. So disciplined Agile has a kind of algorithm build, like giving a situation what works and what doesn't work, and if it works, what are the advantages and disadvantages. So that's how they have made a toolkit, a product. So when I talk of PMI ACP, it's a lot about practices. Discipline Agile is a toolkit. That's what it is doing, right? That's the essential part of disciplined Agile. So when I come to disciplined Agile, it talks about, okay, my purpose is not to get into the principles of disciplined Agile, but there are 8 principles, okay, of disciplined Agile. Okay, and these 8 principles connect with each other, okay, to deliver value for the business. Right? Majorly, all your problems. So, disciplined Agile, the foundation is all your problems, okay, in your organizations are very unique. Okay, it is a result of the different people, the different situations that you face, the differences in your workplace. Okay, that's the foundation, right? Okay, it can't be that one cookbook or one recipe can help you solve that problems, right? So, like for example, maybe one of my friends have a health issue. You can go, the doctor will tell them, okay, take this pill, it will help you. But that pill will help you for a certain period. If he has a health issue, you need to be healthy. You need to have a healthy routine. Eat good. Have a life which is okay. A kind of resembles a healthy routine life. And for that, you need to be disciplined. You need to do things okay regularly, like waking up, doing exercises, eating proper food, and that you need to do on an ongoing basis. So Agile, if I use this analogy, Agile is also, going Agile is more difficult than adopting Agile. You can have a Scrum pill, okay, but it will last as a prescription for a certain time. But if you want to have your organization to be healthy, to be agile, it's a lot more takes to go for going agile. Okay, and you need a doctor or an expert, okay, to help you to be with you on a regular checkups or regular guidance, right? And that's what the toolkit will help you to do that. So that's where the disciplined agile is positioned, to help transform businesses, to bring agility to the business. And that's where it is designed to solve that problem. Okay, there is a. Okay, Aniruddha has some question. Okay. Aniruddha, you will get a web recording if you attended the webinar. We'll send you the link. Okay, don't worry about that. So disciplined agile, okay, is solving your business agility, delivering value to your business, and that's how it is positioned. So when I talk about disciplined agile, I talk about a lot of things. One is a hybrid toolkit, but in it itself, there are a lot of things that you need to know, okay, and to deliver the value. So, no, I am really appreciate the work done for the last 7-8 years to actually draw on, study the different processes, get it, see where these processes are the best in which situation, and give options, okay, with advantages and disadvantages to the practitioner. Right? I think it takes a lot of things. So in disciplined agile, okay, the idea is to better your wow. Wow is way of working. So that's what is the focus. So it takes about different life cycles. So you have Scrum, you have Lean, okay, in the current form of things. Okay, you have the different. It only doesn't talk about a particular project. It talks about the enterprise. Okay, and it leverages the capabilities of the enterprise. So it doesn't stop at a single project. It tells you that if your organization needs to be business agile, then everything, every department, okay, or every capability in your organization should be aligned with your project. So it can't be that I'm efficient, but there is some other department who is not agile, is not that efficient. Ultimately, I need that other department also to give value to the customer, right? I'm not the only person. It's a teamwork. It's a entire organization should actually align and deliver value to the customer. So it talks about the value stream. It talks about different principles. It talks about continuous improvement. It talks about options and goals. So there are a lot of things in disciplined agile. So it's a kind of a universe in which we are going to do. Okay, so there is one question Rahul has asked. Since DA draws from various methodology, does it need to know all this methodology well in detail before one can use DA tool effectively? A good question, Rahul, and glad that you asked me on that. Okay, I have the last 15 minutes or for question answer, but interrupt me anytime during the talk. You need not know. That's what a disciplined agile tool has done. They have done that heavy lifting and studied all the methodologies or the practices in the world to give you an option. So you need not know anything, okay, as such. Okay, you can be, your starting point is where you are currently. If you are an expert, maybe you will use certain tool better. If you are at a starting point, never use agile, you can use the agile in your own context, start it and continuously improve, and the disciplined agile tool will give you options to do that. So it's as simple as that, right? I will take questions on that. So when I talk of disciplined agile, I will equate that with business agility. Okay, so what is business agility? I already talked that disciplined agile equals to business agility, whereas ACP is more of a project, right? So what is business agility? Business agility is the ability of the organization, especially in COVID times, how rapidly you can change, pivot, okay, in a cost-effective and a better way, productive way. Organizations, I think after the COVID, okay, things would be more volatile than pre-COVID. People would actually be taking decisions, taking more experimental things. It will be more of a VUCA world than pre-COVID. VUCA is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Okay, the scenario will be that. It will take a long time to stabilize. Okay, after COVID, I don't think things will the business will be as stable as it was pre-COVID. It will take 2-3 years to understand whatever we are going, and the situation always will be more uncertain as we go along. And businesses will adapt to that changes. How fast you can change yourself will help you to grow in the business, because competition will be not from an immediate competitor tomorrow. It can be from somewhere else which you have never thought about. So the more nimbleness, the more swiftness you can bring in your business, the better you are. And disciplined agile is designed to do that, to bring your enterprise agility. Okay. Yes, Carl has asked, okay, a wonderful question saying that how you compare SAFe 5.0 versus DA, they both aim ultimately to business agility. Idea is that, absolutely. Okay, both have their, so we have a webinar which I can send you a link for 1 hour, that how is SAFe versus DA. Yes, both have their own things, okay, and but SAFe is more focused on scalability, not really enterprise. They don't have that process blades capability like DA has. Okay, that's one fundamental difference. But I will send you a link on that, how they are different in details. Right? I don't want to take this right now, but yes, it's an elaborate thing. But that's what DA actually focuses on, the entire enterprise, and have options and solutions not only for the project team but for the entire enterprise. So let me summarize, okay, very quickly. Okay, what is the difference? That was my topic. So having understood what is PMI ACP and disciplined agile, okay, so what is the difference? So one of the things, okay, Apple is not the Apple company and Orange is not the Orange company. It basically you're comparing apples with oranges. Both are meant to do something different. Okay. Incidentally, PMI ACP was launched, okay, for doing certain things. Disciplined agile is designed for something else. So if we understood correctly, PMI ACP is implementing agile with the practical experience, whereas disciplined agile is a toolkit which helps you to implement agile. So it's like a product which I will help you to do that. Whereas PMI ACP will have the implementation techniques. Okay, ACP is more on project focused, whereas disciplined agile is on organization focused. Okay, that's how it is designed. Okay, so idea of ACP is how agile needs to be implemented with different practices and methodology, whereas disciplined agile gives you the guidance and options to help you make decisions to deliver value in a quick and effective way. Business agility, that's what it is. So if disciplined agile is a universe, okay, I would consider ACP as a part of the universe. So if disciplined agile is a big universe, okay, ACP is taking one important part of that. And that's how probably PMI also sees it, okay, because they have made their journey accordingly, which I will now uncover, okay, in the next few slides. So before yesterday, okay, I wanted to show you, because you should be aware what was there earlier and what is there today. So there were actually two parts. The first starting point of a disciplined agile was, okay, the making you take a course and become a disciplined agilist, which can make you conversant with the tool and kind of use that in your workplace. And if you pass the exam, you become a certified disciplined agilist. And the second associate level, the second level would be your disciplined agile lean Scrum Master. And then you go to the master level, which is a coach or an instructor. So there were these 3 levels, and this was one path. The other path was, which was designed, was to actually be a certified discipline agile practitioner after you do the discipline agilist. And this practitioner is basically your PMI ACP designation. So whoever has the PMI ACP became the CDAP, or the disciplined agile practitioner, and then you go to the master level. The master level is the same. So the basic difference was in the intermediate level, the associate level, okay, and the starting and the master levels were the same till yesterday, okay, till yesterday. Now in yesterday, they actually announced a new, okay, journey of in the universe of disciplined agile. Okay, idea is to gain business agility. So the starting certificate is now the disciplined agile Scrum Master, and then probably the lean Scrum Master becomes senior Scrum Master. And then the master levels, you have 2 ones, DA coach and disciplined agile value stream consultant. Okay, so this value stream consultant is a new addition. Whereas earlier things are kind of mapped to the current things. So that's what they have done. So people who are undergoing, okay, disciplined agile or at lean scrum master, I don't think they will get impacted as per my conversation, okay, with the PMI folks here in India, okay. It will be mapped or migrated to the new certifications. So you don't have to worry about that. It's more of a nomenclature. I don't know whether any material is going to change as of today, right? But there are certain changes, but I think if you're doing it now, it's much better because it will be little easier. And that's what I have seen with PMI. As they go along, it becomes a little harder. That's my personal experience. Okay, so this is how it has happened, right? Yeah, so Carl, you're right. CDAP becomes DSSM. So that's what is written on that. And also DLSM, which was the earlier disciplinary lean scrum master, also becomes, the associate level becomes DSSM. That's correct. Okay, and they have a separate journey for the PMI ACP. So they have retained the PMI ACP certification as part of the discipline agile, okay, kind of a universe. So that's how they have done it. Right. So this is your, okay, journey of disciplined agile. So what we discussed first, okay, the agile landscape, we defined the methodologies, okay, and the practices and the toolkits. Then we went into what is PMI ACP in a little short summary. We went into disciplined agile in a very short summary. And now we are kind of taking what is the difference between ACP and disciplined agile. And now, since we are established that ACP is under the umbrella of disciplined agile, what is the different certifications or different aspects in terms of a certification journey of disciplined agile from PMI. So this is as recent as yesterday they have announced. Okay, there would be more information coming and we will be releasing in our social media. You can follow that. Whoever is a certified holder for disciplined agile, they will receive the communication as well. So as I go along, okay, I'm preempting some questions already from different people. So this was an on-demand webinar that I tried to take. And there are already some preempted questions. So one of the questions was, is PMI ACP going to go away? And now yesterday, as of yesterday, PMI has made it very clear that ACP is a part of their long-term strategy, or at least as we see in the near future. Okay, PMI ACP is going to be there. It is doing good. There is a Scott Ambler blog, okay, on the PMI. You can Google it as well. And he's saying they have plans for PMI ACP and they have made it as a part of the discipline agile journey. The other question was, do DA and PMI ACP fit well together, or you should choose one above the other? Through my today's webinar, probably I guess that I made some clarifications about how they complement each other, and one is the part of another. Okay, and what is the purpose of ACP and what is the purpose of disciplined agile? So we tried to do that. Okay. The third question, which was many people actually have sent us, is will PMI continue to do in parallel for now? Yes, absolutely. So that's what they are trying to do, and that is what is announced as yesterday. Okay, so PMI is focusing on agility. PM Box 7th edition for PMP is also having a lot of agile things as coming, but that is designed in a different way. Okay, so let us take what is the intent of everything and then go for the certification. Okay, just don't go blindly for certifications because it has the value. See what is the intent, how you can benefit from that. Okay, the fourth question is DA recommended for PMI ACP credential holders? Absolutely. Okay, I think the idea is to add value to your organization, and DA helps to do that. And okay, DA is a new tool with PMI behind it. Okay, it should catch the attention, and it has a lot of credibility in terms of content and a lot of logic, in my opinion, that can make difference in your organizations. The other question is, what is the starting point for the agile journey? What is the starting point for agile journey? The starting point is being an agilist, okay, a disciplined agilist. Okay, now with the new thing, it's called Disciplined Agile Scrum Master, DAS. That's the starting point, and you should all strive for that. And with that, you can actually leverage that for yourself and your organization. So that's what I would recommend to start with. Right? So this is what I try to cover. Okay. We have a batch this Saturday, Sunday on Disciplined Agile, and with the new things which have come up. Okay. And for Scrum and Lean, it's on Thursday and Friday, whoever wants to opt for that. Right? We do have webinars, almost 3 to 4 webinars on Disciplined Agile with various speakers every month, and they talk about different things on Disciplined Agile. You all are welcome to join, and you can register on TopProjectManagement.com for the webinars. You can also follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. I will be happy to get connected with you on my ID as well on LinkedIn. And we give a lot of updates, like yesterday's recent update about Disciplined Agile. That will also help. We do 1 hour sessions for, that's a new thing. Some of the corporates have taken it pretty well, and that's why I wanted to share with you 1 hour power sessions, just an awareness session with your corporates that we have started doing, and a lot of corporates have started enjoying because they get a peep outside their own world on what is happening. So business agility sessions are helping our customers and corporates as well. So that's what I wanted to share for today, guys. Okay, on request. Okay. We will definitely, I am happy to answer any questions. We have a good audience today, and happy to answer any questions that you may have on things. I'll try my best to answer it. So we have 15 odd minutes for questions and answers. So please go ahead and drop your questions in the questions panel. Okay, Rahul has asked, can you share the PDU code, okay, for this session? So Rahul and others, all you will get an automated mail with directions to claim your PDUs for your 1 hour attendance. So you will get a mail from ProThoughts and you can claim your PDUs. Okay. Okay, Ilaji has said, what is the difference with safe? Okay, yeah. So safe. Like I said, I think there was a question by Carl earlier. Okay, no, I think disciplined agile, in my opinion, okay, takes care of the entire capabilities of the organization. So there is a concept in disciplined agile called process plates. Okay, process plates is your organization capability. So they, as a disciplined agile toolkit, it provides options or strategies, okay, for the different capabilities. What can be the different capabilities in the organization to produce value for the organization? It can be marketing, it can be sales, it can be a portfolio division, it can be a procurement, it can be your IT operations, okay, all these things. So discipline agile provides that options and strategies for that capability. What should you do if you're in marketing and sales? So that is also provided. I don't think SAFe has that. And also disciplined agile only doesn't talk about scalability. It tells you where you can start. If you want to start with a simple 8-member or 10-member project team, it can give you the guidance for that as well. It can give you the guidance depending on the context of the situation. I think it is missing in SAFe. So a lot of things which are missing in SAFe, okay, but from a scalability point of view, it can compete. So SAFe is, I think, a methodology or a practice, okay, whereas disciplined agile is a toolkit. That's a fundamental difference. Yes, Augustine is said, didn't the subject indicate case study? Yeah. So Augustine, okay, I think there was a little error with this first time. We are very sorry about that, but we changed the subject long time back on this. Okay, so Balaji has asked which is good, DSM, PSM, or CSM. So, okay, so yeah, so I think okay. So Scrum is we call it. If you want to only do Scrum and that's what it is, CSM can be good, and PSM and CSM mostly are the same. Okay, in the sense that they're not much difference, but DSM, okay, it talks about more than the Scrum. It talks about, okay, if you want to grow from Scrum, as you become, what you say, gain mastery over Scrum, we call it Shuhari. So once you follow Scrum, it's good. But after following Scrum, you want to grow beyond Scrum, then DSM would be a good option for you. So DSM encompasses much things beyond Scrum. So you choose where you want to be. We can have a separate call on that as well. Okay, the question Rahul has asked, why does PMI want to continue separate ACP certification? Yeah, so PMI believes, I don't know why does PMI wants, I can't talk for PMI, but I think they see that ACP has a practical application, okay, and DA can cater to a particular audience, and ACP will have its own audience. So that's why probably they want to continue, and they have made it as a part of disciplined agile. What about who didn't register earlier? I didn't get the question, Vikas. Okay. As Anav has asked, as you said at the starting, one should go to DSM. I was planning for it. Should I go to disciplinary? Yes, Anav, I would, if you are at a starting point, go with DSM, then SAP is my 2 cents. Okay, you need to go with DSM as a starting point, and then if required, you go for SAP, because that will be a great starting point. You'll learn a lot, many things. All right. Vikas, okay. drop a mail to you. Your question is, okay, you want to get in the mailing list. No, just go to our ProThoughts site and just subscribe to the webinars. You will get this thing. Get regular updates on that. Or no, just go to and be there on any social media. You will get regular updates. Yeah. Carl is saying you mentioned process blade for DA in SAFe. You have portfolio, large team levels. It's really similar. Yeah, it is similar in a fact, but I don't think it talks about different capabilities as DA talks. Okay, maybe Carl, we can have a separate call on that, and I will send you definitely the webinar on the safe versus disciplined agile. What are the differences? Okay, Sanjay is asking, can you please explain with a situation to understand where we really need DA concept to pitch in? So Sanjay, okay, a good question, Sanjay. So any situation, wherever you are at the starting point, okay, suppose you are new to Agile, you can use DA, and the DA toolkit will give you options. If you are new to Agile, what is your team size? Okay, is your team co-located or is distributed like in today's environment? Okay, what are the options that you have? What do you want to achieve? What is the context of the things, and therefore what you want to achieve? So DA gives options for every situation. If you are new to Agile or you are already on Scrum, but your customer is changing requirements very often and you need to deliver on a daily basis, what is the option I have? So disciplined Agile will give you option, perhaps lean option. So every situation, Sanjay, you will actually have the DA, which will help you to give options. Okay, what you should do and how you will do it as well. So that's how is the power of the disciplined Agile. Okay, I probably am not answering to that degree, okay, but I'm trying my best in answer to answer you in whatever time I have. But if you have any queries beyond what it, write to me, I will drop my email ID and I will happy to answer it. Okay. Ilaji is saying, I'm PMP certified. What do I need to be Agile certified? Ilaji, okay, to get Agile certified, I said the starting point is DSM or a CDA, okay? DSM from today, yesterday till yesterday, CDA. So be an Agilist, okay? Disciplined Agilist, that's the starting point. You're most welcome, Anav. Thank you. Carl, thanks, and we can, okay. We can, yeah, so safe is another big topic. So Carl, I'm happy to connect with you. I will send you the video recording of, we have 1 hour of safe versus DA thing. So you can, I'm happy to share that with you. Let's say my team is virtual. Yeah, so it will give you options. What option DA option suggests? There are a lot of options DA will suggest. So it's not only one option, it will suggest a lot of options. So maybe, so what question you are asked is actually, no, you need to do a 1 day of training, okay, to get the answer for that. But the point is, you will get a lot of options. I recommend you go to pmi.org, go to Disciplined Agile, and probably read a little bit, or you will get a little bit idea, or come to ProThoughts and read some blogs. Okay, you might get a high level view of that as well. You're most welcome, Sanjay. Thank you so much. Sandhya, if you have any questions, you raise your hand. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has to the best of my ability. Okay, great. Any other question, guys? Okay, great. So any other questions? Okay, yeah, we have another question, sorry. So Jennifer has asked, are both DSM and CDA governed by PMI? Yes, so PMI acquired Disciplined Agile last year, last July, I guess, or last June. Okay, 1 year back, they acquired Disciplined Agile. Till yesterday, it was CDA, it is changed to DSM, so Disciplined Agile Scrum Master. Both are governed by PMI, or one, they're both one and the same. Yeah, Carl, you got me here. Yeah, that's guided continuous improvement. Yeah, when an expert says you are improving, that's guided. Yes, absolutely. how we can get our customer go along agile way of working. Sanjay, you are asking me a very consulting question, okay? And it is very contextual. How you can get your customer go agile way of working, we need to discuss separately on that. No, not a straight line, one word, not a prescriptive answer I can give you right now. Sorry about that. Okay, kindly send PDF code because you will get it. Okay, if you don't get it, okay, the PDF code you can drop a mail to support IDs. All of you who attended will get one PDF for this. Sure. Tawfiq, you are most welcome. Happy for you to answer your questions. Sanjay is asking for DSM. Do you need to go any workshop? Yes, absolutely. That is mandatory. You need to do the workshop or a course. Absolutely, Sanjay. Yes, thanks, Carl. You are most welcome. Okay. Any other questions for anyone? Okay, cool. Super. So I guess, okay, any doubts, anything that you think that you didn't get the code or you didn't receive the credit for the attendance or any questions you have, okay, please drop a mail to info@ProThoughts.co.in or call us on this number. We will help you with that. Okay, so we would like to help all of you on whatever information you need, okay, so that you can excel yourself in the world of project management. I have sent my email ID to all of you. If you want, okay, you can mail directly to me as well. Okay, and we can get in touch with LinkedIn. Okay, it's a powerful platform and we can be in touch and exchange ideas on project management. I do write often on that subject. Okay, there is a last question from Ilaji. Do we have to be a PMI member? You don't have to be a PMI member to do anything on Agile. Okay, so you can just start on this. PMI member does give some advantages if you want to take any PMI certification. One is cost. Okay, so that's what it is, right? So great. So I think I had a wonderful time talking with you guys, and thank you all of you for joining the webinar, and a namaste for my foreign, okay, abroad participants, okay, to get a taste of the Indian world here. Thank you so much for joining, all of you, at this odd time for everyone else who are joining from different locations. I hope it was valuable and informative for all of you. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to get in touch with us. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.